A few moments later. Yeah, boy.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Gotta get get. Gotta get get. Gotta get get. Gotta get get. Gotta get get.
Hello, what's up, guys? Nick is here. He's just shutting the door.
Yep, I'm right here. Hey guys, what's going on? So yeah, we're back today, and we are building a gladiator. And looks like we're going with an AMD system. Hell yeah! How's everyone doing today? I also have to make sure my chat is up. There we go. So let me get this.
Miss May Copa, is that how you say it? This is your PC, right? Much needed study break pharmacology is no joke, fam. That's what I've heard. Being doing anything pharmacy, you
Yeah,
gotta be like
dude, I heard
fucking
the
on top of it.
I heard the craziest story about pharmacology the other day. Well, not the other day, like years ago.
Yeah.
But I just started talking about it. So I can't remember who it was. Side note, I'm not going to dive into this too much on the stream. But she might actually know this if she's studying pharmacology. I'm pretty sure, because I just started rereading this, that like most countries besides the US don't do pharmacology.
Oh, really?
Like they don't, like if you go to Europe and say I have a sore throat, they're not going to like throw you pills and cough syrup. They just give you like honey, onions, pepper, and like tea and mix it up and you just drink it. And I guess what happened is, I can't remember if it was the Rockefellers or the Rothschilds, but some family way back in the day
I know what you're talking about.
bought all the universities and they had money invested in pharmacology companies. So they changed the curriculum to all their universities in the US to be pharmacology. And
Yep.
that's how the US turned into pharmaceuticals rather than natural medicine.
Yeah.
And I saw that, I'm
think
like,
it's the
that's just-
Rockefellers.
I'm like, yeah, it was one of the two. And I saw
No,
that,
it was Johnson and Johnson.
was it those two?
Yeah, I think
thought
it was Johnson.
I thought it was one of the big R's. But I just know some family did that. And I was like, that's just crazy to have that much control. But anyways, we are going with a gladiator today. So what that means is, geez, I'm sorry. 9800X 3D, best gaming CPU you can get, throwing that in a ROG Strix or ROG Strix, X870E gaming Wi-Fi. With that, they are getting, 32 or 64 gigs. 32 gigs of RAM, honestly, for gaming, that's still more than enough. 4 terabyte SSD, so unless you're downloading 3 copies of Call of Duty, this is going to last you quite a while. And graphics card, obviously, we see it right here. It is the brand new RX 9070 XT. Price to performance, this card is phenomenal. I know it's not just us saying that. If anyone goes online and looks up any of the tech YouTubers out there, everyone has been really liking this new gen AMD card. And again, especially for the price. So let's get this started. Also,
Yeah, it was Rockefeller.
Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna be sucking down that energy drink today.
Oh, the electric bed.
Yeah, I started watching. I'm not super late night, super night owl anymore. But last night I started watching the Mobland Paramount Plus, and I started watching it like 9:30. And they're doing it every week, so I think every Saturday is a new episode. So I was catching up. I think there's like 9 episodes out right now.
Yeah.
And I went to lay down, started watching it, and Tom Hardy's just my boy. That guy's been my boy ever since like Bronson or Warrior. I still think Warrior's the best fighting movie of all time. And so once I saw he was in it, and then of course Pierce Brosnan was in it, and I was like, I'll watch it. It should be good. Next, I looked at my phone, and it went to be like 2 a.m. And I was still just wired. I was glued to the show. And so if anyone out there has Paramount Plus, I actually highly recommend watching Mobland. There are a few moments there, like, where it's a little over dramatic. Like, it's like, there are a few moments where there's like flashbacks to stuff and all that, and you're like, oh, well, they didn't need to put this type of stuff. Like, they didn't need, it's not a soap opera, but it has those soap opera points sometimes, and you're like, come on. But for the most part, it's a really good show. I just don't do well with melodrama. So when something seems like a little over dramatic to me,
Yeah.
and not in terms of how people act, just the plot point, where it's like, okay. Sometimes that stuff rubs me the wrong way, but this show doesn't have too much of that. Like, you know what I mean? When like someone's just like a douche like an entire show, and then
Yeah.
they wait like 4 seasons, and then you realize they have some traumatic backstory. I'm like, oh, dude, just... They're like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like that type of stuff. Like, I don't care why. It's like, okay, if you're a douche because like someone killed your family, sure, that's cool to me. But if it's like some like other stuff, I'm just like, oh. So, but yeah,
Close, right?
yeah, I'll take close, just so we don't bother anyone. But yeah, Mobland on Paramount Plus, actually recommend.
Alright, everybody, as always, we are doing the rolls, so
Once I get that PC someday, man. It's
someone's
gonna
gonna get
happen.
it soon, I think. I'm feeling.
I'm one step closer to putting it in my car each day.
But the rolls only work if you are on Beam. So make sure if you're on another platform, type exclamation Beam, you'll get a link to our Beam chat. And then you type in roll. We'll get you on the list. What's up, Jimmy?
Son of a gun.
Dude, I am so addicted to Claire Obscure. It's
Yeah,
so
it
fun.
looks good, man. I remember it was like 2 or 3 years ago they showed it up at the Video Game Awards. I think that's where they showed. Yeah, because E3 was gone at that point. They showed it up at the VGAs and it looked really cool. And then when it finally came out, I saw everyone just like loving it. So I was like, well, I know I already knew I was gonna play it at some point.
Yeah.
So I am gonna play it. I have to play that, and I have to play Dark Ages. And then
What's Dark Ages?
the new Doom.
Oh, okay.
I don't have to, and it's funny, like I could play any of those right now because they're both on Game Pass. But
Definitely recommend Claire Obscure.
it looks really good, man.
It is addicting as hell.
It's just where I'm at, it's like I have to make sure before I play a single player game. I have a bad, but it has happened in the past where like I start a single player game that I know is like a big journey, and then stuff happens and I stop playing it, and then like a month goes by when I go back to it, I'm like, I can't remember every detail of what's going on, so I restart the whole game. And so I'm just at the point now where unless I know I have like a month where nothing's gonna go on, that's like when I'm like, I'm gonna sit down and play a big single player game.
Yeah.
So I just have to get to a point. I just am waiting for that point where I know I'll have no interruptions for quite a bit.
Well, they have when you go to your camp, there's a like, what's my current objective or something option when you click on the camp.
Yeah, when you can like do a catch up thing.
Yeah,
I never do that stuff. Okay.
it just tells you your current objective, and it's kind of like, oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, I'm a fresh in the mind guy. If it's not fresh in the mind, like what's happening. Like I said, it's just how I roll, dude. I just have to sit down and play it through. There's that, and then I know Night Rain this weekend I will be playing. That I will be playing ever since Demon Souls, man. The second anything Dark, or not Dark Souls, FromSoft comes out, I buy it. I've even gone back. I haven't finished it, but I even went back and started playing like Kingsfield and stuff to see what like their whole games were like. And Kingsfield is hard, dude. I thought Kingsfield. That was like their old PS2. That was a PS2 from. And so I downloaded that and started playing that because like I really started From Software with Demon's Souls on PS3.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go back and play some of their old stuff. And then the only one like current since Demon's Souls that I haven't finished yet is, like I said, Armored Core. And it's great. It's great. It's nothing wrong with the game. It's all me. I run out of time. So much to play, so little time to do it now.
Yep.
Which is why, like, you know, I like that games have more content. But does anyone else miss like that PS2 360 era where games were more of a linear story where you could sit there and you could play it for like 15 hours, not like you'd play like a game 15 hours max, story was done, and then you could just play the multiplayer and enjoy it. So you could beat a game in like a week or two. Next game you want comes out, you're good to go.
Yeah.
And then occasionally, like once a year, once every 2 years, you get that big open world experience you've been waiting for, and you invest a lot of time in that. Now it feels like every game's a big open world with 300 hours, and I can't beat the game I'm playing before the next game I want to play comes out. And I just miss the days of like Uncharted, Gears of War's, Halo, where I could just sit there and beat it and be good with.
Whoopee! What's up, Lulu and Tiger Claws?
Wolfie
What's the
Scootaloo
PC
just
you could
resubbed for
win?
11 months.
Where's Jacob?
Let me
I
get
picked
my
Jacob
points
out,
back,
dude.
Brad.
Yeah.
He's back in his office. I'm taking over this. I walked in there. I was like, dude, this is my stream now. I want it. And, no, Jacob's just got some office work he's taking care of. So
Yeah. Jacob got moved to like more of a sales type position. So he's doing a bunch of
he'll still stream here and there. I've
Yeah.
already talked to him. He'll still stream.
yeah.
But
But he's been working hard on getting some
updating our models.
updating our models. So if you guys want to check it out, head over to our website. I think they're almost all done except for like one or two. And the customizations you can do with them now are stellar. All right. Katria? Yeah. Katria?
I know Jacob is way more fun than I am, guys, but you're just gonna have to live with it.
Yeah, deal with it. Yeah, so the PC you could win, it's not that.
It's nice.
It's this one that's moving around. This is the exact PC. I'll make it bigger. So it is a 14400 CPU with a RX 7600 GPU, terabyte of storage. That's all that I remember off the top of my head. I think it's 16 gigs of RAM too. Let me go get the sheet here in a minute, and I'll read everything off. Jacob got fired because he kept losing me channel points.
Oh,
Yep. That's Jacob's one goal in life. Drain Wolfie's bank account on Twitch.
you know what? I thought you know what I was thinking about the other day? I don't know, side topic. I don't know why this conversation made me click. But do you guys know those memes where it's like if I'm rich, I won't tell anybody, but there will be signs. And I was thinking about that with me because I'm pretty minimalistic. And I don't know why this conversation popped that in my head.
Yeah.
But I was thinking if it was me, it would be, hey guys, I finally got a house. And you guys would look and it's one of those $300,000 sheds outside of Home Depot. But when you walk in, it is the most fucking gaming setup you'd ever see. And that'd be my sign as I finally bought a house. People be like, he's not rich. And they go in there and see like a dual 59 inch, 5 monitors,
Yeah.
LEDs all around the corner. those weird fucking hexagon panels that people put on, and they put the cotton in front of it to make it look like storm clouds.
Nice.
Dude, that's a, I don't know. Now I'm insecure because I was like, what the hell did Brad say that triggered this
Yeah.
thought process? What did Brad say that just triggered these random thoughts? You ever do that where like someone's in a conversation and it just triggers something that's like not even remotely close to what you're talking about?
Yep.
And then for some reason your brain tells you like, dude, you have to say it or you'll totally forget about it. And when you say it as you're saying it, you're like, well, that wasn't important at all. Like, why'd I make it so urgent?
What's funny is we were just at Home Depot over the weekend, and I was like, Samara, let's buy a bunch of land and buy a bunch of those sheds and just connect them together.
Fun fact.
Right?
If you don't, I just finished real estate school last month. If not last month, end of last year, and I'm taking my exams. If you don't permanently place them into the ground, so like if you have a mobile home and it's just there, it's not considered a permanent structure. But once you put like cement in the ground, you know, you're to the trailer parks, like those homes that actually have a cement foundation, those are considered permanent. If you make it where they're just resting on the ground, it is not permanent, and it should increase property tax.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to remember that.
So if you add anything, like you want add a shed to your house, don't mount it to the dirt. Don't take a post hole digger. Just sit the shed there. Put some cement blocks like inside the corners so it doesn't blow away, and just be like, it's not a permanent structure. It goes with me when I move. Want a pool? Just get the freaking above ground pools. Or not even, but don't build a deck around it because the deck's permanent. Or get an inflatable pool. Yeah. If something is like attached to the land, it's considered permanent. And that's what the total housing cost is based on. And the cost of your property is what decides property tax. So make sure nothing's permanent.
Yeah.
Nothing's attached there.
Filthy Brent says, have you been diagnosed with ADHD, LMAO? Alright, I'm gonna start doing some some spins here. Here, let me show you who I got.
Sorry, Bev.
EB down, EB down. Alright, so Tiger Claw, here's your spin.
Oh, Brett, could you be a complete doll for me?
Huh.
I never got the glass out of that box.
Oh,
So this is the 011 Vision.
thanks for the follow, Princess Leo. Tiger Claw got 137.
Oh, I see the screws Jacob's talking about. So this is the 011 Vision, and because it is the Vision, we are going to be putting the glass on the top so you get this full panoramic view into the case. You won't see it too much now while we're building, but once we're finished building and we show it off, then you'll kind of see what we're talking about. Doesn't this just pop out? They put tape on the corner, even though they have a thumb screw to hold this in, man. There we go. Look how much easier that was. Did he start getting toasty?
Yeah, plus Liz is not here anymore.
Yeah. We can do what we want now.
Yeah. Alright. All right, Brandon Upchurch, here's your number. 62. All right, Jeff. 496. Shane O'Mac. Here you go. 302.
Did you tape this again, you guys? I swear to gosh.
786.
Is he just like walking out in and out?
Yeah, they might be taking out.
What the-
That was James O'Neill's number. Joshua Walters was 786. Shane O'Mac was 302.
Okay.
This is Rurutu's number. Late Up Night. Type in exclamation beam. That'll take you to our beam page, and then all you have to do is sign up and then type roll into the beam chat. That's the only way to roll.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Ruru was 529. Bouchier 23. Woodward or what? Yeah, 177. It's sleepy. 418 is Jimmy's number. Jimmy O 72 418. Katria. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. 950 is your name. Is your number?
Is there one more screw?
H killing 4. And then we got Filthy Grunt 876. 876.
Yeah, I remember building that first Evo when we first got it in, the blacked out one with all the Knoxville fans, and then the NHD 15.
Yeah.
I really like, I'm not gonna lie guys, everything's personal preference. I just fell off for a bit of the panoramic like cases. They are cool, like they're amazing. Like I said, this is a strictly subjective. But when we got the Vision in, I actually really liked it. And then I almost got that one case I showed you with the corner wood.
Oh yeah, yeah.
APNX, and then I got it and it was too big, and when I actually like put it on my desk, I was like, it's super
massive.
cool, but I was like, yeah.
Princess Cleo, welcome to Beam.
I like a good like compact mid pouch. I think that's my max size.
232. And just so you guys know, Beam, so we're hosting a giveaway, which is what you guys are rolling for. But Beam is also having a giveaway until, I believe, the end of June. I think the last day is like the 25th or something of June. And they have a giveaway going on where how you enter is by following people, by watching streams on Beam, by subscribing or donating.
Heck yeah, dude.
So make sure you guys check out Beam and get some entries in, because it is super cool. And then Beam also recently, at the beginning of the month, released monetization, and our channel is one of those channels that have it enabled right now. So if you guys like to support the stream and like what we're doing with the giveaway, all money that we earn from Beam, from like subscriptions and stuff, will be used to fund further giveaways. Ruru said, but how are you going to fit all your Funko Pops inside a small case? That's fair.
Dude, I have a few Funko Pops, and you know what's crazy is I only got them because I used to be a GameStop manager, and it was strictly, I'm not a big Pops guy, not my thing. But some Lord of the Rings ones came in, and I like bought that set. So I bought Merry, Pippin, Gandalf, Eagle,
Yeah.
Aragorn, Gimli, and then now they just sit in a closet. I didn't buy them because they were. Oh yeah, on your shelf. I didn't buy them because they were popped. I just bought them because it was Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
That was it. But I do have statues though. Brad, I think maybe saw them.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
came in for a bit. I have a lot of statues.
Yeah, those are cool.
I still have like the classic like Halo 3, like legendary, the helmet. I have like the Halo Reach one. There are a few more of those in the closet, like the statues from the old collector's editions. But dude, some of those aged poorly. Like I have the Max Payne 3 one, the Uncharted 3, the Nathan Drake statue, and I forget which other one did it. And it's just the statue of the characters, and you just kind of have the thing where it's like, you know, the slot, and you slide their foot onto it, and they stand there. And they all eventually start to do the Michael Jackson lean over like the 10, 15 years those games have been out. And I'm like, well, I don't want to toss them, so I just hide them in the closet. Like, I don't want to get rid of you, I just don't want anyone to have to look at you. A lot of Dragon Ball Z stuff, too.
Okay, so I played several games. Should I throw in another drive to cover them all? What do you got right now? You got a 4 terabyte?
Yeah.
Ooh, you should be good with 4 terabytes. 4 terabytes is quite a bit.
Like Brad said, 4 terabytes is enough, but honestly, like, more storage is always nice.
Yeah.
Because eventually, like, I always plan because we don't know what the jumps are gonna be. Because I remember like GTA 5 was the big game for like 360 and PS3, and when that came out, it needed 2 discs because it was 13 whole gigabytes.
Was that all?
Yeah, it was like 13 or 14
GTA
gigs.
5?
Yeah, when it
Really?
like, launched on. Yeah, and then immediately a year later, games are 70 plus gigs, and now we're seeing games.
Just one, Keenan.
Now we're seeing games that like, it was Call of Duty at first, but now like every game's like 100 plus gigs. So I mean, yeah, if like, every game's 100 gigabytes on a 4 terabyte, theoretically you're looking between like 30 to 35 games because you have to count your apps. That's a lot of games, but more storage is always just more storage.
I play MMO RPGs mainly.
Oh yeah, Saint, what are you playing right now? I am a big MMO guy.
Yeah, Ruru says NVMEs are easy to install on your own. They will only get cheaper as time goes by. True.
That is true.
Somebody had asked about Gen 5. Gen 5s, I believe, have been updated on the website. But I don't know if we're allowing... Oh, it's filthy. I don't know if we're allowing upgrades. Like, if you have a Gen 4 right now, if we'll allow Gen 5s. I don't know.
Will say there have been some, like, video reviews out there showing it. Gen 5, if you're doing office work and transferring data, phenomenal. Like, more speed is great. Gaming, however, if you're just gaming, Gen 4 as of right now is the best you can really get, because the gaming between Gen 4 and Gen 5, I saw a bunch of tests of like loads, like the top tier, like 980 Pro and stuff, where it's like 7 gigs a second, 7,000 plus megabytes a second, versus I can't remember if it was crucial what they used, but they used the top tier Gen 5, and it was like a few milliseconds different in loading times, but it was like 50, 60, like 50 to 100% more expensive. So if you're just gaming, and even direct storage, like when you see games have direct storage and it says like requires SSD on like the Steam page, direct storage is based around Gen 4 speeds, like 5,000 megabytes a second.
Yeah.
So right now for gaming, if you have a Gen 4, you're set up. You're great. It will probably be a while. I'm assuming next gen consoles. And that's if they take advantage of it, because, you know, a lot of stuff now is based around the console's hardware. Gen 4 is going to be a thing for a while when it just comes to gaming. But if you do office work, you do download, upload files, Gen 5 will definitely help you out.
Princess Cleo says, right now, nothing in between semesters. I have no freaking life right now. But they play Black Desert, WoW, Quest 2, etc.
I like WoW. Black Desert, I like the combat. I played it 10 years ago, 10, 15, not 15, but over 10 years ago. But I still remember those original trailers. But I couldn't get into the end game too much. And then my friends started telling, I don't know if it's true, so I'm not judging Black Desert. My friends told me eventually, like, it really starts asking you to spend money for PvP and all that.
Yeah.
And I know this is nitpicky, but I know it's a Korean and Japanese thing. I'm just very standoffish against gender-locked classes. Because I'm a mage. I always play caster, and they always have, like, sorceress and not sorcerer. Like, what the fuck, dude? I want to be Gandalf, not Thought Blaster 87, like, running around.
WoW kind of went down. They dumbed it down too much, streamlined the crap.
I did watch a video. I think it was Asmund. This was years ago. Asmund interviewed a guy because he spent $100,000 on what do you call it? Black Desert Online.
Oh my god.
And he's like, well, yeah, I make a lot of money. So I'm like, I'm not spending anything, like, I'm not like wasting money. I'm not spending money I don't have. It's just my disposable income. And I'm like, I would still find something better. I would invest all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, some guy I know spent $100,000 on that.
Well, dude, just play Wizard on Black Desert. There, Gandalf.
Oh yeah, there was a wizard.
Well, it has to go more casual. People just don't have much time for MMOs these days. Way too many free-to-play games competing for players' time.
See, when it comes to players' time, I like WoW, and I played WoW religiously. I'm looking for. Do you have like one of the red and clear handled screwdrivers?
Mm-mm.
Son of a gun. I'm gonna do this the hard way though. Oh, I can't because this is the magnet. I'm gonna try jankily doing this. Because they put like a guard over this. There we go. I played WoW a lot when I was a kid. I got it the summer before the launch of Burning Crusade. Played that up till about a month in the Cataclysm. Like I played a lot until about a month in the Cataclysm. Fell off just like everyone else did around that time. I know Brad loves Mop. I tried coming back for Mop.
Mop was great.
And I just didn't care for the panda thing, man. Like, it was just an aesthetic. I think the gameplay, like the raids and stuff, looked great. It was just the aesthetics of everything. In terms of World of Warcraft, didn't appeal to me. Yeah. And I'm just like an immersive gamer. So like, if I didn't like get into the vibe, I just couldn't do it. And then hopped off, and then I tried again for like a week of Legion because I heard Legion was great. But then all the people I played with when I was a kid, all my friends, they were gone. So I stopped playing that. And then we played some Dragonflight and War Within. But after Cataclysm, I was on Final Fantasy 14 from like, not the vanilla, the one that they like destroyed, but when they brought out A Realm Reborn in 2013, from that to the current, I've taken a bit of a hiatus, but pretty much from 2013 to now, Final Fantasy 14's been my main thing for over 10 years. And then because of the time commitment, like you said, recently I've been going back to Guild Wars 2. And I love it. Like, I really think, I was telling you, it's the game everybody plays, no one talks about. Because it has so many players. And when you look at their daily player count, it's like 200,000 daily players.
Crazy.
Like, it's a huge player count. It's in the big five. Like, everyone knows the name Guild Wars 2 if you play MMOs. But there's no big content creators around it. It gets like how-to videos, like how to make gold, but it doesn't have the content creation like WoW does and Final Fantasy, where people just make fun videos. But so like no one talks about it, but it's still massive. And I love that game because you want to talk about not having, if you don't have a lot of time to play MMOs, Guild Wars 2 might be the best MMO to play because there is no rush for gear or anything. There is no tunnel vision, like you hop on each week and you do your raids, dungeons, and that's it.
Yeah.
Everything counts towards endgame, so you can hop on and do absolutely whatever you want, and you're gonna get stuff you need for endgame gear. You can do open world bosses, you can do open world events, you can do your fractals, you can do your dungeons, your raids, whatever, PvP. You're gonna get something, like you're gonna get the stuff you need. And since everything has stayed at level 80, everyone still does all the old content. And like, you can hop off for a month to play a different game, hop back on, and you're still just as strong. You can hop on until the next expansion comes out, hop back on, and you are still just on par with everyone. So if your friends are still playing, you hop off for a year, you hop back on when the new expansion comes out, you can still play the new expansion with them. You don't have to play catch up to play with your friends. And I'm like, I usually like the gear chase, and I still do, because MMO players, we have that dopamine hit where big number gets bigger. But this is really nice. Like, it honestly is. Guild Wars 2 has been one of those ones that, like, I've always gone back to play it. I've always gotten a character to level 80, and then I never really did the end game. And so I finally sat there and said, I'm finally going to do the end game. And I did it, and I am in love with the game right now. And I really think more people like Asfand, Asmon, Nixium. Oh, Nixium does like it. I know Preach played it. He really liked it. And Josh Stripe Hayes, it's one of his favorites. But I think more of like the bigger MMO streamers just really need to try it out, because I think this is a game that more people have to see how good it actually is.
All right, John Garrow, your number is 233. Trades. There we go.
So if you're at school and you don't have a lot of free time, literally try Guild Wars 2. It probably has the best questing to level up in any game, any current MMO. Like the leveling quests, so simple and like straightforward. No backtracking, no talking to 40 NPCs, no hard drop quests, nothing like that. And the exploration is unbelievable. Like, it definitely has the best exploration and use of its open world. That's like my biggest gripe with Final Fantasy, is that it, other than Fates, it doesn't use its open world. Once you beat the campaign, you literally just, and this has like been a 10-year problem with Final Fantasy. Once you finish the campaign, it becomes a lobby simulator. Like, you just go to Limsa Laminsa and you just sit there and queue up for the content you want. Like, you just sit in the hub city.
Yeah.
It's like, at least WoW, you have to fly and meet at the dungeon. In that Final Fantasy, no, you just queue up. Even if with your friends, like, you don't go to the dungeon, you just queue into it. Guild Wars, though, like, uses the open world. Like, the world bosses have like crazy raid mechanics to them sometimes.
Oh, really?
And then what I like is I started doing more of like the fractals, which are like their Mythic Plus. And I've seen some of the raids, and what I think I'm liking so far versus like current WoW is it feels like current WoW has a lot of forgiveness on mechanics, at least in like heroic and normal. But they have like 50 mechanics happening at one time. And so it just like, you have epilepsy from how many circles are on the ground, how many important ads are on the, and it's just like, there's a point where like that's cool, but like it's just like chaotic for the sake of being chaotic. Where Guild Wars, I've noticed, where they have less mechanics happening at one time.
Yeah.
But it's like more, they might have 3 things happening at a time, 2 or 3. But if you get hit, you're pretty much dead. So it's just more, less is happening, so you don't have a reason to get hit. But if you get hit, it's like done. And because of that, they put more time into the animations of the fight, because stuff isn't happening so fast and consistently.
Yeah. That
the animations are cool. So the fights have this like scale to them, like they're epic. And so you almost feel like you're fighting like a Dark Souls boss when you're fighting like bosses in Guild Wars. And I just think that's great. Yeah, I mean, I'll stop talking about it now, but I really could go on with how much I've been enjoying it these last like month and a half or so. And I got my boy Jesse on there with me. We're just waiting on Brad. Brad has abandoned us in the MMO space, guys.
Been enjoying Claire too much
No, that's fair.
to want to play.
That's fair. Oh, that looks good. Let's get these fans in.
Alright, Deluxe.
Oh, I see what he
Here's
means.
spin.
So
Yeah.
I see what he
Yeah,
means.
it
So
goes
he
in there.
writes it right there.
Yep. And then there's like a little cutout notch in the metal on the back side for the tubes.
Well, I could just put. Oh yeah. Well, wouldn't I just put the radiator here,
Yeah.
fans here, and just
I don't know.
because instead of the fans going here, because there's this indent, I could just put the radiator here, fans here, and then the tubes are already up.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying there's a cutout for the.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's pretty cool. You're,
Alright,
let me
Deluxe.
just take this off.
577 Forgotten Freshness. What's up, man? Long time no see. Welcome to Beam, I think. I think this is your first time on Beam, right? Same with Deluxe. I don't know if this has been on Beam, but welcome back. Feels like it's been a while. I recognize your name. Alright, Forgotten. Here you go. 356 is your number, Forgotten. RR, type in exclamation beam, and it will give you a link to our
Oh,
page.
yeah, chat back up.
Jeez.
Oh, someone said, like in EverQuest and EverQuest 2, one person messes up the whole raid wipes and miss stuff like that. That one's rough. Because I love a challenge, but I feel like I like that level of challenge when it's like 10 to 20 man content. When it's 40 man content and you have mechanics where one person messes up. That's where Gamer Nick comes out. I get really upset. Were you there in the heroic raid? If anyone's played like the new Undermine raid on WoW,
Mm-hmm.
were you there when I was like, guys, roll ball, kill crabs? I
No,
was
no,
like,
no.
that's you have two mechanics, and people just kept wiping. And I was like, roll the ball and kill the crabs. That is it. That is it. That's all you get. Those are the two things you have to focus on, and they just couldn't do it. And I was like, I'm done. So done. You like, so when like there's stuff like that where it's like 40 people and you have to hope one person isn't just ruining it for everyone. That's where those mechanics kind of stress me out. But like for smaller content, yeah, I agree with you. I kind of like it when stuff is like really challenging because it just adds that. There's like that feeling when you like wipe on something for like 2 hours and then you finally get it and how good it feels.
Yeah.
And then you take your bathroom break and nap time and you just bask in the fact that you have to do it again next week. What type of maintenance are we allowed to do on your systems without voiding the warranty? Blow dust of the case, thermal paste replacement, nothing. We don't allow thermal paste replacements. Mainly that's just, and it's not like we think people like don't know what they're doing. It just makes it so there's no chance something can break. Blow dusting, yes, we actually recommend dusting your computer out. I always say with the electric air duster, once a week, all you have to do is just make sure you're holding the fans in place that you're dusting out, and that includes the GPU fans. Just hold the fans in place. You say electric air dust like once a week, and then like once or twice a month, get like the yellow Swiffer duster pads, and once or twice a month go through with like a hard dusting, like wiping stuff off of the fan blades, because even with an air duster, there's always that dust that decides it wants to cake up and not come off. And it's always on the rubber grommets, dude. My case will be pristine 2 years later, but those rubber grommets are gray now. They're no longer black. And those are the one thing that you can't really wipe off.
All right, let's see. We got Josh Phillips. You are now on the list.
Wait, can you text Jacob?
Yeah, sure.
Ask him. I can't remember if we're doing intake or if we're doing these chimney. Because I remember I talked to him once about one of the newer models, and he said we were doing it chimney layout.
Is he here?
I don't think so. So I was asking if it's like standard or chimney. I don't know. Clock's ticking. I'm about to put the DIO in.
Hey, Nick has a question. He's wondering how you do the
Was it standard intake or chimney?
standard intake or chimney. So, chimney.
Chimney? Alright, sweet.
Cool. Thank you, sir.
Every model's different.
That's it.
Yeah, there was one he told me when I came back. He's like, yeah, we're doing chimney on this now. All chimney means, I'll explain this to you guys. So like a standard layout, what I was asking him is, this is a new model, and I haven't been here for a while. I've had my own stuff going on outside of work. So some stuff has changed here. And what normally a standard layout would be is, fans facing this way, and it brings in air, and then you exhaust out the top. Chimney design is having these as intake, or having these as exhaust, having the top as exhaust, and you're pulling air just from the bottom as intake, and you're just pulling air up like a chimney. So,
H killing, yes, I got your roll. I'll show rolls in just a sec. I got Josh Phillips and Taha down on the list. So this is Josh Phillips. 9 feet.
and I assume that because like
story.
who's that?
Taha. 661. And deep stone.
Yeah. With the infinity mirrors, I always assumed chimney would be the way they'd want them. It's like if you're getting those infinity mirrors, might as well look at them.
Deep stay, here's your roll, buddy. 670. Oops.
I have to keep opening chat back up. I'm sorry, guys. OMG, last night rated was back in Legion. People kept running brambles into the healers or the tanks, then fussed about not getting heals. It's like, yeah, stop freaking running towards the fronts. I didn't raid in Legion, but I did play a healer for a long time. Growing up, I was always a shaman main, and even to this day, I still play shaman because I think it's just the most fun, like, enhancement. It's just the most, for me, it's the most active, and I like how it doesn't feel like strict rotation. It's more like combos and whatever. But I would play Resto Shaman, and I get what you mean, where people just sit in mechanics and do stuff, and you're trying to heal them, and then you're always like one of the go-to people that people. Healing and tanking is a thankless job. It really is. And then what I love is like mages. You'd see a fire, like you just see a big AOE of fire, and that mage is sitting there like, I'm gonna get this last cast off for my parse, and they would just sit in the fire. And as a healer, you're like, I'm gonna let you die. And I'm not resin you. Because like parsing was cool. I parsed way back when, but I am now more like I'd rather just do the mechanics and just finish it. Like if it takes an extra 30 seconds to a minute, like just
Right.
I'd rather just finish the content.
Oh, I will legit let someone die if they stand in prep. Not wasting my mana.
Yep, 100%. It's always those damn mages.
Always.
It was always the mages just standing there, just have to get this cast off, and it's like, no, you don't. You think you have to because you think I'm your fallback plan. I am not.
That's what I love about hunters is just the mobility of the class.
Dude, one of my favorite things is
What?
Hunter's cool. I'm just like, I love animals and pets. We've talked about, I love animals and pets in games. I'm just not a bow guy. I don't know. Bow and like rogue build staggers. They're just like, they're cool, but like they're cool from a distance for me. They're just not what I play.
Yeah.
I'm either like straight super Gandalf mage, or I'm either straight just berserker, barbarian, Neanderthal man. So I'm either classy or Oonga Boonga. All right. Every time I pick something up, something else falls. And this is supposed to be a magnet.
Gotta remagnetize it, maybe.
But you're done. Retired. I'm gonna do this by hand. My favorite thing was players would sit there and if they'd be like idling, because you have to focus your heals sometimes on so many people. My favorite is when people would tell me like, dude, I'm always at 30% health. Stop. And it's like, my job's not, and I would always tell them, my job's not to keep you at 100. My job is just that you simply don't die. I can idle you at fucking 5% health if I want to. If you don't die, I'm doing my job. So remember, if you play healer, your job is not to keep them at full health. Your job is just to make sure they don't die. So idle that dude at 5% if he's going to give you attitude. There we go. All you need is that one in. And then chat again. And I have to scroll in. Someone's saying beam keeps freezing up. I don't know if you read that one.
Yeah.
Oh.
The day for celebrating, my PC just got moved to pre-production. Oh yeah. One step closer. People get paranoid at low health. Yeah.
Yep. That's why it's so exciting to keep them there.
Yeah, it's not about full bars, it's about having enough to survive any unavoidable damage mechanics like AoE.
I also have my own belief that like if you are about to die, you will play hard. So if I keep you at that 5%, chances are you're gonna be fighting for dear life, and I have more faith in you.
Dude, the thing that pisses me off about raiding is like raid mechanics themselves aren't that hard.
That's
If you just do them. Like it's not that hard to do the mechanics. Just do the fucking mechanics.
That's why I said I got so done with the mindset of parsing, because it's like I'd rather, because like me and the people I play with, we're never gonna be like liquid level good. So
Yeah.
stop trying. Like just as long as we do the mechanics and we beat the content, I don't care if we got a purple or orange time on it. Like
I think the worst thing was allowing add-ons. Yeah, DBM kind of like ruined it, or what's the other one that people use? Big Boss or
Weegoras.
something. Oh, does Weegoras do raids too? Oh, I didn't know that.
And then Yeah, I think that stuff became a problem, not even because it was a thing. Like, I think Final Fantasy and Guild Wars, like for damage meters, I think they have a good take on it. Where damage meters, they want it, but they want it for you. So like Final Fantasy, you can use, it's technically against TOS, but it's like don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
So if you have it and you don't say it, they will not ban you. But the second you go in chat and you start saying something about someone's numbers, you're banned. And I think that's fine. If it's because they want it to be more like if you're just looking at the numbers to see your progress, how well you're going up the chart, they don't see a problem with that. And I think that's fair. Like the second you start harassing a new player,
Yeah.
or the worst is like, since I also play healer, I hate when people think like healers have to like my shaman has to frickin' do the same DPS as like some DPS. And it's like, bro, I have lava blast. Like, what do you want?
Yeah.
I have like chain lightning, and lava burst. That's it. And they do like 9k damage. They don't do anything. I need like 4 lava blasts for 1 open world mob to die. I'm not gonna do damage.
Yeah. Weak auras does pretty much everything now.
Mm-hmm.
Never got into weak auras. Maybe I should give it a shot again. Alright, Jackal. Cheesy, your number was 192. Jackal, here's your number. And I will show the numbers again here. 412, Jackal.
So, Jacob said, took the grunt off.
They shouldn't be worrying about DPS unless you're mythic. Humanity, you have to type roll in Beam chat. I see you in Beam chat, but you typed it in Twitch chat. There you go. I'm a stickler for the rules.
Yeah, like, but I will say I
Alright,
do
Humanity, here you go.
I do agree. Add-ons. I think the real problem came not entirely that add-ons are being used, because like I said, other games do them, and I think they do them in a more proper way. And like there's some stuff that I don't think really matters, like having like people who do crafting and they just want like a mod that brings up the crafting route on their mini map so they don't waste their time. Like I think that's fair. That doesn't like destroy anybody's experience. The problem really came and if you've played WoW, we all know this is a fact. Like even like Ian has talked about it, is that the game is designed with add-ons in mind. And one reason I never came back to WoW is, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't really play lead mop to Dragonflight, is people were saying that they were designing just raids so much so on the fact that they just assumed everyone had add-ons, that people said normal raids were almost as hard as Mythic and like Shadowlands and stuff. Like normal raids were that hard. And it's like, dude, that's just dumb. Because it's like, it's just supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
So if you're someone that just wants to collect mounts and do the content for the story or for the immersion, like your party taking on a monster, and you just want to play on normal or heroic, like it shouldn't be a freaking nightmare.
Yeah.
So when I saw, and it's just because they just assumed every 90% 35-year-old man had all the add-ons with all the settings that all like Liquid and them have, and it's like, that's just dumb. Designing a game around downloading third-party software. And that's where I think add-ons really failed.
Namos, type in !beam if you guys want to join the roll. But remember, this is for U.S. residents only. Once Kata hit and that gear score crap hit, it went downhill too. Then people found out gear score does not equate to skill, especially when people get carried so frequently now. Yeah.
That's where I started to get annoyed, but I think gear score came out in Rat.
Yeah, it was an add-on.
Oh yeah. But see, yeah, gear score got annoying because you could be better. Like you, and like let's say your friend, you're better than him. Let's just say you're a better player and you've been playing longer, but he's like good, like he can hold his own.
Yeah.
And you do a raid and he just gets a lucky roll. Now he might top you on the charts, even though you're playing better than him. And now teams, when they were recruiting, they would recruit your friend, even though if you had the same gear completely, you would wipe them. And that's also a problem. It's like, yeah, people used to treat gear score like it was skill. Tip this back.
Oh, Josh Phillips said they're integrating some base functions of weak ores into the base game, and the game director Ian said they're looking to ban certain types of add-ons from use. Interesting.
Yeah, I saw, but dude, the add-on they just added, not a fan of.
I think
Because they just did. Have you seen the one button add-on?
Yeah.
I think that should be something for open world, but I feel like that should be disabled once you enter instance content.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest problems with WoW and why it's helpful to have weak auras and DBM and all that stuff is the bosses just don't telegraph.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no I don't know. There's no the boss is charging up, so you know he's about to do an AoE or something. There's very little.
Yeah,
And
see,
I think that it would be a better game if they telegraphed better and did high contrast floor circles instead of nebulous fucking cloud circles and shit. Like when I joined a guild back in Wrath, she was all epic. I had a few pieces, but mostly blue, and I think one green if I remember. And I out-parsed her on heals, gears, and everything. You have to know your class mechanics. Yep, exactly.
see. So this is what you were bringing up mechanics, right? So I'm gonna bring it up just because it's what I've been playing for 10 years. Final Fantasy.
Yep.
Is they have just set mechanic indicators. Even if, let's say you have to stack and soak a fire blast, like the dragon, let's say, or because there's so many bosses, I don't want to. They will do a fire blast, and it will look like fire on your screen. So it still has this unique animation, but you will see one character with a big yellow arrow pointing on top of him, with a bunch of yellow arrows on the side pointing at him. And whenever you see those yellow arrows, that means stack. So you stack on that guy, and the fireball hits, so it still looks like this epic fireball, but the game telegraphed telling you, hey, if you see this arrow, you should know this means stack.
Yeah.
And same thing, you could fight, let's say, an ice dragon, and you have to absorb this ice blast. He'll be blue, he'll glow blue, and he'll shoot an ice blast. But you see that big yellow arrow blinking, you know to go stack on that person. So they do, in the AoEs, even if they're doing ice, the AoE is going to be a red glow marker on the ground. So you can just tell. And wow, sometimes the markers are green, sometimes they're red. It's they're the color of the element the monster is using. And I'm but that's not always helpful. Especially when it's red floor with red AoEs.
Yeah.
It's like Final Fantasy, it's 100% when you miss a mechanic, you goofed it. You goofed because by the time you start doing the end game raids, the base game and the first two expansions, they kind of drop the new mechanics at a time. And so eventually you get to the point where you've seen all the mechanics, so you should know all, you see a big eye over your head or over the boss, that means look away from them. And it's going to mean look away from them every time you see it. You see a big red target, that's a tank buster. So that means the tank when he sees that, he knows that's this, because you can also see the cast bar. When he sees that tank buster, you can then look at the cast that's happening, so you can associate with the skill, and now you have two ways of seeing what's happening based on the marker on you, the cast bar, and that's when you know to pop your heavy defensive.
Yep.
And they just, and people say that makes the game easy, but like, no, I don't think that makes the game easier, because like it's still 30 mechanics going on. You're just told what to do. Like they let the I don't think it makes it easier. It just makes it your fault when you fail, not the game's fault.
Yeah.
Because there's been times in WoW where I've died and I felt cheated. I have never felt cheated. And I'm not saying it's a better game. I think both games do things better than the other. Like, I think WoW uses its open world better than Final Fantasy. Doesn't really give a shit about its open world after a while. And I like the races and classes and aesthetic of WoW more. Because even though I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan, just like not even 14, just the games in general, I still prefer like classical high fantasy, you know, elves, orcs, humans, dwarves. So like, there's some stuff that both games do better. And I think telegraphing fights is just one thing Final Fantasy does better. And stories. One thing I can't stand, I don't know if anyone's played War Within. I can't stand the romance they're trying to build up between Anduin and the Lothar girl. Because it just like happens in like a few scenes. And
oh, is that the
one with the one arm?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Anduin and Lothar.
They're
like,
trying to do that?
It seems pretty obvious.
Mm.
And it's like, dude, it's like they've seen each other. It's like it happens within a few cutscenes, so it just feels so forced. Like there wasn't a build up to this. You know, like if it happened like 3 expansions from now, sure. It happens in a few quests. She's like, hold my hand, Anduin. Feel the light. And he holds his hands and he's just in this euphoric phase. And it's like, bro.
Oh, yeah, because she taught him that
the light
never.
I don't want to talk about their writing, dude. When I came back for Dragonflight, Kalagos almost made me just rage quit the game. And then he showed back up in War Within, and I was like, get this bitch off the screen. Who thought Kalagos would be a good character? He's awful. He's one of the worst video game characters I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'm not even trying to just be mean or exaggerate. I think Kalagos is one of the worst video game characters I've ever had the fucking pain of listening to. He looks ugly. He sounds ugly. His story's ugly. Everything about him sucks.
Yes, princess. I'm with you. I was pissed on how they did Sylvanas. Yep. Well,
I don't like Sylvanas.
I like Sylvanas. She's my favorite.
Gorash, dude. Gorash for the win.
I don't even know who Gorash is.
Or not Gorash, Garrosh.
Oh, Garrosh.
It's brain fart, dude. Garrosh. Garrosh was GOAT. Garrosh was the GOAT. When he's gone, I'm like, I don't really. A lot of characters, I was like, Garrosh is like the perfect archetype for a character. For like a game like World of Warcraft, you need more Garroshes in that game.
Well, the problem is they kept just doing it with horde characters.
Yeah, Garrosh was peak.
It's like, come on, guys.
And Gromash, dude, peak. The Hellscream family is peak. We need more of that. Not just in WoW, but we need more of those characters in video games. They're just cool. Just cool and fun.
I still think they messed up the storyline for Shadowlands hardcore.
Yeah, I watched the lore video on it, and
like anima is supposed to be like souls of living things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Shadowlands uses anima as a battery source. So it makes sense that like they could have made Sylvanas a good person and the jailer a good person and really you should be fighting against the Shadowlands because they're killing fucking souls for their own gain. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't Sylvanas like change her ways though now? And feel bad.
Yeah, she was under the influence or whatever.
All right, I'm gonna be honest. I hate when characters do that. Like when like a bad character is like, I see that I was wrong now, and I'm gonna repent. And you're sort of like, dude, just fucking own it. Like,
No, she was like being coerced or whatever. By the
yeah, I know, but
which is still a cop out.
yeah, exactly. Like from a
Because-
writer's perspective, it's like just make her a villain, kill her.
Yeah.
Like who cares? Like the sappy like.
She was never bad then.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will say though, the last time I saw Anduin, he was literally a child. So I went through like an Anduin because I just saw so many people like the community hates Anduin. And then I went through and I watched like the lore dumps on the expansions I missed.
Dude,
And I get it, dude. Anduin sucks compared to Varian. Like I played the beginning of Legion and I played Horde, but I watched like the Alliance plot and like Varian, dude, his death was epic. And I was like, I don't ever see Anduin being cool.
dude, I thought it was badass that Sylvanas just kind of like left. Like that's totally a Sylvanas fucking move.
Yeah, dude, she's a bitch.
Yeah, fucking badass.
Dude, she just sucks so much that makes her badass. Like, you are such an insufferable asshole that it makes you badass.
Oh man. What's up, man? Alicious?
Oh, I thought Caligos died in Lich King. He shows up in Dragonflight, and I'm telling you, he is one of the worst characters ever to be written in a video game. If you just look up his cutscenes, it's enough to make you gag. Guys, we're dragons, and one thing I've learned on this journey is we're all family, and we all have each other in our hearts, and we're in this like, is this World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
Like,
Or
is this
World of Friendship.
Warcraft? Yeah. What? Is it? Can I just kill him for the sake? Like, this dude kind of.
Oh my god, yes, the Care Bear crap.
Yeah. It's like what?
Luna. So all you have to do is type in roll, and I will spin the wheel for you. And then at the very end of the stream, we do one final spin, and if your number matches what we spin, you win the PC.
Who called it Care Bear crap in chat?
Princess.
Yeah, give
Cleo.
give them the PC.
This is theirs.
Oh, this is
You
it. Yeah,
built it.
God. It was like they deserve a great PC to recognize that. Yeah, just not. Can you imagine like the world's at war, people are dying and being slaughtered, and someone's like, "Guys, with the power of our dragon family." Like, dude, I'm playing World of Warcraft, not watching fucking Dragon Tales. Like, come on.
So
And even like Alex Draza, like nothing I saw in Dragonflight was as cool as that. Like nothing brought that hype.
yeah.
And then like elephant in the room. What the fuck were the Drakthir, dude? I saw the Drakthir and I was like, and I logged into the game and
made them lizards.
I
like-
logged into the game and I don't see anyone playing Drakthir. And I'm like, oh, I see why. Who would want to look like that?
Yeah.
It's not even the dragon part, it's just like the human part looks really weird.
Did you, Luna? I must have missed it.
It looks like they look like that weird, you know when you see like an Animorph book and you can slowly see them transitioning? The Dracula look like that weird in-between spot that's just hideous
Yeah.
on those Animorph covers.
Luna, I got you down. And then Thunderhead, I got you. Alright, Luna, here's your number. 427. And Thunderhead, here's your spin. 254. Nope, we're still on one. We're just doing one today.
What time is it?
Almost 4:30.
Yeah, I've been trying to talk with you guys about games because I gotta make this case last till 5. Brad gets upset with me when I dip out early.
Today I would have been okay with it.
Oh, why didn't you tell me that before we hopped on, Brad? I will pull up the Santa Elf energy and got this dude done in seconds.
Princess, your number was 232. Here, let me show you everybody's numbers again. Oh, I feel like shit.
Yeah, that sounds shitty.
Yeah, well, I was like, I really want lunch and I don't want to go home. I just want to grab something quick. So I looked up keto fast food and I went to Wendy's.
Yeah, just a la carte, no bun.
Yeah, and I feel like shit.
Yeah, go to Culver's.
Yeah, Culver's probably better.
get
I got a Baconator because I was like, fuck it, I want. And they wrapped it in lettuce, but there is like fucking centimeter of just grease at the bottom of the
Yeah.
bucket they gave me. I'm like, oh.
What I liked specifically on keto at Culver's was their because you still want your veggies and stuff, and it's really good for your brain, is mushrooms. So
Yeah.
I would go to Culver's, I get the mushroom and Swiss.
Oh, nice.
So then
I did that.
essentially it kind of felt like meat with just mushroom.
RRE. It doesn't matter which one you're in, as long as you type in roll in Beam Chat, and when we do our final roll, you have to be in Beam Chat to claim the prize. All right, Metalicious. I got you down here. Rick, I got you now. Oh, yeah, I don't see you. Oh. There we go. Rick, shout out to Culver's. Not sponsored, but sponsors Culver's.
Be-
Yeah, that would be sick. Be super cool.
What?
Fat carbs is the only fuel for your neurons. Interesting. Yeah, I've been doing keto for was this week 4, I think.
I wasn't very smart to begin with.
I started with the yeah, so I'm on week
Princess
4
Cleo
now.
has been a ranking member for 1 month.
Haha, you have been rolled already. Your number is 661. And I missed that voiceover. Princess. Oh, hey, it was you subscribing. Twitch Prime. Hell yeah. Thank you. Alright. Metalicious. And I got Rick. Here we go. Metalicious, here we go. 890s, Metalicious. And Rick D'Antino? Is that how you say it? D'Antino? 978 is Rick's number. Sweet.
What? Oh, sorry, I had the wrong connector on the fan, so I just have to replace. Well, I just had to replace that, so I just had to take off the bottom fan. That's good.
PZ, your number is 192. Here, I'll throw it up again. Ready?
Know how we were talking at the gym
Yeah.
and how I was like, I just can't go back because I have a pup. So like, I get home, take care of the pup, feed him, and by the time that is, it's like 7, and I'm just like done. I finally realized like, if I hit that point soon where I'm like, I have to lose weight, I'll probably just quit my job. Because I was like thinking about it, and I was like, if I can't go to the gym, what would be the best way to lose weight? And I was like, being broke would be the best way for me to lose weight. So I was thinking about that. So if I just quit one day, no, it's for health reasons. Like I'm just.
Should do keto with me.
One day I might.
I already have an end date.
I love
November 5th.
I love keto meals and like I love keto meals and I did it long enough to where like I did it for about a year. And like I wasn't really losing weight. I was just like using it for shape, like just to do it and see how I felt. And honestly, I know that he said it's glucose, like carbs are the only food for your neurons, but I felt more relaxed and I felt more like reactive, like mentally, and I felt so much more energetic. Like the whole year I was doing it, I did not feel like I got dumber. I actually feel like I got smarter.
Yep.
Because
I agree with that.
I was more clear-headed, more focused, like ADD, whatever you want to call it. That was not nearly as
In your
bad.
void, you're not too like. You can roll if you want.
No, that was it.
Oh,
I
okay.
felt great, but
Yeah, Samara, she was doing keto with me, and then she gave up on Saturday.
my biggest thing.
Well, she didn't give up. She switched to low carb.
Yeah, I mean that's still fine. My biggest thing is I just love fruit, man.
Yeah, that's what she was saying. She missed fruit, and
Potatoes.
yeah,
Potatoes are a big thing for me. I can't have my potatoed Reuben.
see, I don't like. I like potatoes, but I couldn't go with them. The only thing that I wouldn't be able to do if it wasn't keto is I wouldn't be able to give up cheese. Cheese is my potato.
I love
I
cheese
love
too, but that's a
cheese.
Midwest thing, man.
Going to Woodlands, man, you have that whole wall of fucking cheese. It's like heaven every time I go there. Good old Wisconsin cheese. All right, Undervoid, I got
You know, if you go, it's not much further than Woodlands, but if you actually go up 31 a bit, like if you don't go down 120 or 12, whichever way you get to Woodlands, if
Yeah.
you just follow 31 up north, once you pass like Johnsburg, there is actually just a wine and cheese store
I know. Which
with the
one
red
you're talking
awning.
Yeah.
You know what one? I love that place.
about. Yeah, that's right next to the
You have to go with us. There's also an orchard.
fire.
Yeah.
Right next to it.
There's also an orchard we go to up north where they actually they have a whole like botanical garden in the back for their apple orchard, and you go there and you grab apples, and they have their own smoked cheeses. It's not really a botanical garden, it's just like that because they have like a little pond with a bridge
Yeah.
over it, and they have all their trees.
All right, Undervoid. Here you go.
Did you know that the word
988
papaya backwards is iapap, which in ancient Greek does not mean anything? This is because the word does not exist.
Heck yeah.
Intervoid, your number is 988. And now snap the key. 356. Snapped key. What's your profile picture? Is that like a violin that's broken or something?
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. It's an actual key that's broken, right?
Whoops.
Well, 356.
There's no whoops, guys, don't worry.
Forgotten Fresh, your 356. Oh, snap. All right, snap key. Your number is not 356. Thank you, Forgotten Fresh. Forgotten Fresh already has that. 266.
Brad out here messing up the rolls, dude.
Yeah. 26. Okay. sorry about that, Snapkey. 266 is your number. 266. Let me just make sure I don't have any dumb duplicates here. Oh, I know how to do it. I'm gonna use ChatGPT for this shit. I hate Windows 11. Alright, ChatGPT, don't fail me now.
But what vegetables do you eat on your keto bread?
Cauliflower. And I usually get salad mix and shit.
Dude, one thing I like, do you like eggs?
Yeah, I love it.
I love, because mushrooms are really good for your head.
Yeah, I
And
actually
so,
got
for some reason, my biggest thing was just cooking spinach and mushroom. And then I just throw it on over medium eggs and then put cheese on that so it melts on top. And then I just put it on like keto bread or something and eat it. And it's so good.
Anyone win lately? Nope. What's up, Dan? This is Dan. You remember Dan?
I do remember Dan.
Mayor Dan.
How's it going, Dan? Sorry, I'm just screwing a fan right now. Like the ones that spin, not the one that watch me.
Josh Phillips and Inner Void both share the same number. Inner Void is 998. And Josh Phillips 998. All right. Actually, Inner Void, we have to re-roll you. Wow, that's never happened. We've never had 2 duplicate numbers. Alright, Inner Void, here you go. 48. 48 is your new number. Sorry. Sorry, Inner Void. 48. Everybody saw the duplicate numbers, right?
No, Brad's cheating.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Alright. Not supposed to do this. Brad has wood job.
Not wrong, Brad.
He's not. Yeah, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong, Brad.
Hey, I caught it. I caught it.
That's true, Brad.
Sebastian G. Here we go. That's.
Oh, I think the hard part is sometimes making sure the computer is facing the right way for it. Because, like, I will say the position of building comfort versus is not the position that shows the computer off the best.
Yeah. All right, Sebastian, your number is 558, and I double checked, and there is no duplicates. Today's the day, perhaps. We have 31 entries, everybody. 31 entries. It's approaching our max ever. I think that our highest was 36. Meridan is roll. Alright, Dan, I guess I can roll ya. Where's Jacob? I want to be entertained. Ooh,
Oh, that hurt.
Ooh.
Who said that?
Meridan.
It hurts a bit less now.
968 is a Meridan. Let's make sure. 968. Nope. Alright.
Aha! No one saw that.
I saw.
Nope, nobody saw. No one knows what's going on. Only I know what's going on.
Aha! Yes, I have a Vive at home, but I haven't played it in a while. But I have not been following what's going on in VR. All I know is I'm waiting for the Index 2 to get announced, and then I'm buying it. I told Samara there's 2 purchases that I'm buying this year that are non-negotiable. Graphics card, new VR headset comes out.
Dude, oh, Brad. Have you, wait, I totally forget. Have you just been doing keto or have you been walking?
Just been doing keto.
I was gonna say, there's this one thing I actually thought about trying. I'm sure everyone here has seen the ads from, but there's like a Walk Middle Earth challenge. Have you seen those?
Mm-mm.
You basically sign up and they have these like medals. Like you do have to pay money for the package, but you sign up and they measured the distance from the Shire all the way to Middle Earth. Like the whole distance that Frodo and Sam walked.
Yeah.
And so what you do is you sign up on the site and they give you a medal. Like it actually looks like a suit, like it's like super high quality badge.
Yeah.
And it says the Shire. And it's kind of like, it has like where you can put a ribbon. So it's like an Olympic medal.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's, yeah, they look like I said, they look super high quality. And you basically set up their app or their website and it has a pedometer on it. It's kind of like Pokemon Go, how they can track how far you walked and they can tell with how fast you're going, that like clearly you're driving. And you just walk. And every time you hit a milestone, like when you make it to like Bree, I don't know every city that they give you for a medal, but you hit like Bree, they'll let you know you traveled from the Shire to Bree and you'll get like a Bree medal because there are multiple medals. Once you make it to like the distance they walk to Rivendell, you get the Rivendell medal, and eventually you get the Mordor medal. And when you get there, it has like a little latch that you unlatch and you get the one ring.
Oh, that's sick.
And I'm like, that's actually kind of cool. Like they measured out the exact distance Frodo and Sam walked, so the challenge is to walk the full distance from the Shire to Mordor.
That's really cool. Are Nick and Jacob your only stream builders, or does Big Papa TJ make cameos?
TJ was going to do it today, and he wimped out.
Yep, TJ was actually going to make a cameo today. Build his puppy.
He heard Dan was going to be in chat, and he was like, "Mom, man."
Yeah.
Exactly what happened. It's funny because that's exactly what happened.
It is exactly what happened.
Not even joking. He's like, I have the sense Dan is going to be there.
New Quest is supposed to be on its way out too, and even Samsung is supposed to be stepping back in. Oh, that's cool. No shit, I'm down. To Mordor we go. Are we going to form our own fellowship? Fuck yeah,
I forget what it is. Can you look up like the Walk to Mordor challenge? Because now I want to look up the site, and you'll see what the medals look like. Like it looks cool. Yeah.
To Mordor.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Fitness challenge. Whoa! 1,700 miles.
Yeah, where's the first link? Yeah, this looks like it's it. And you get those badges. Yep. Right, yeah, you get the medal
Oh, that's sick.
for finishing it. And you start off with, you start with the Shire and go all the way through. And as you progress, like you paid for the whole package, so you already have all the medals, but as you progress,
They'll send them to you.
you'll send them to you, so you just know which one you're on now. So it's like a surprise. You know how far you've made it.
Get the whole journey. It's only $200. That's not bad.
No, it's not. Yeah, because you're paying for the medals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, that looks like actually a really.
Shire, the Fellowship, Mines of Moria, Eye of Sauron.
Yeah, that actually looks like such a cool idea to know that you walked as far as 2 hobbits could. But I don't think they have medals for the way back, so just like the books, there's no return journey.
Is that how the books ended? They just
No, there was this when Sam and Frodo were out of water. Frodo was saying, "I don't think there's enough for the return journey," and Sam just gets really stressed and depressed and says, "I don't think there will be a return journey."
oh, so they just die there?
No, they don't die.
Oh.
No.
Oh, do they like fly back or something? I don't remember.
Yeah. Yep. Of course, that's when they decide to break the eagles out.
Yeah. Fly, you fools.
That just means run. I hope everyone knows Gandalf was not actually asking about the eagles.
Oh, really?
I remember that theory.
Yeah.
People were saying he was actually trying to tell him to fly. No, he that is just a common phrase that means fly.
New Orleans is Mordor. Dude, I can't imagine walking 17 miles. Crazy.
Well, you get some. Well, they did it like I'm pretty sure it's like 2.5 years is how long that trilogy took place. Like, well, not the whole trilogy, because obviously, you know, everyone knows that when Gandalf left the ring with Frodo, it took him 17 years to come back. But like the actual journey to Mordor was like 2.5 years.
It took 17 years to come back.
Yeah, like you know, after Bilbo's party,
Yeah.
and Gandalf gives Frodo the ring and says, "Keep it safe." Frodo just puts it back in like the envelope.
Yeah.
And then Gandalf goes and he's researching it, and he's gone 17 years before he actually comes back to start the quest and send Frodo.
Oh, really?
Elijah Wood doesn't age. Like, so they don't age, so it makes it seem like it was like a few weeks or days.
Yeah.
It was 17 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Frodo's like in his 30s or 40s or something like that in Fellowship. Like, if you read The Hobbit, Bilbo's like 50. And like, you don't realize how old these hobbits are when you're watching.
Who's 50? Bilbo?
Yeah, Bilbo's supposed to be 50, like 50.
Wasn't he like 72 or something?
You're asking too many questions, my brother. Take him out, boys.
That's how far I got into reading the books.
No, Bilbo.
Before I was like, I don't know what the fuck's happening.
No, he's like 50, but he turned 111 in the Fellowship. But I'm saying in the Hobbit book, he's like 50.
Oh.
But like when you look, Martin Freeman was probably 50, but he doesn't look 50. And like Elijah Wood didn't look like in his 40s.
Yeah.
Like,
It took approximately 6 months from Shire to Mordor.
The whole story?
This included...
No, because they hung out for some time in Moria. Like, Moria wasn't like the movies where they just walked in and instantly got attacked. They hung out there for...
That's what it says. It says it took approximately 6 months. This includes time spent in Rivendell, around 2 months. And...
Damn, dude, I thought... Last time I read it, I thought it was like... They said like 2 years.
Lothlorien? They spent a month. The actual time walking was shorter, as they also spent time on water. Frodo and Sam left Bag End September 23rd.
Okay, maybe
and
it was
they reached
when they...
the Mount of Doom March 24th. The ring was restored March 25th.
When did they return to the Shire? Because maybe that's what I'm thinking of. So I could have sworn it was like 2 years or something like that. 2 years adds a lot more impact than a few months.
Yeah.
Frodo's out there. I don't remember the taste of food. It's been 6 months since I've had a strawberry.
Yeah.
Like 2 years makes sense. I thought, I've read those 3 times, and I swore somewhere, like I put it together, it was like 2 years. So maybe it's when they finally returned to the Shire.
It says it took Frodo and Sam around 6 months to complete their journey from the Shire to Mount Doom and back. Their return trip was relatively swift, taking about 26 days from Rivendell to the Shire. They initially left the Shire on Frodo and Bilbo's birthday, September 23rd. The ring was destroyed March 25th the following year. After destroying the ring, they returned to the Shire in about 26 days. Arrival back in the Shire, Frodo and Sam, along with other hobbits, arrived back in the Shire by the 1st of November. Okay, so it took them... What? Okay, this is wrong.
That's what
That doesn't make any sense. It says it took them 26 days to get back to the Shire, and then it said
they get back to the Shire
in November. Which is...
That's what I'm saying, because there's time spent in Rivendell after the ring was destroyed, and there was time, and they went back to Gondor.
Oh yeah, people on Reddit are saying 6 months. Here's the timeline.
But when was the date they got back? November? So it was over a year. Oh, I was wrong on the 2. What was I thinking 2 years for? There was something in there. How long was The Hobbit?
Like how long ago?
Yeah, or The Hobbit wasn't 2 years. No. How long was the journey in The Hobbit? I don't know why this 2.5 year thing's in my head.
So Frodo was born in 2968. And then... Whoa! Frodo turns 50!
Yeah. Like, Elijah Wood does not look 50. That was, like, the first big thing I realized when I watched the movie. I read The Hobbit before I watched any of the movies, but then I watched the movies before I read The Lord of the Rings. Then when I read The Lord of the Rings and I went back and watched the movies, I was like, yeah, that dude ain't 50. But when I was a kid, I didn't care. Like, I just watched them all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't care. And I read the books finally in, like, middle school.
Dan says they're at... So I'm a little more entertained now. I'm learning Lord of the Rings lore, so that's always fun.
You're learning the wrong lore, because I had the time. I don't know where... There is a 2 year something
And
somewhere.
it was 10 years between Frodo visited the first time.
I'm pretty sure it's 17.
3008, Gandalf visits Frodo for the first time.
How long-
In many years.
No, how long... Look up how long the time gap was between Gandalf giving Frodo the ring and returning. I'm pretty sure 17 is the number. I reread these like 2 years ago, too. I mean, I guess that's sometime.
Giving the ring. Gap of 17 years passed between Bilbo leaving the Shire and Gandalf's return to tell Frodo about the One Ring. Okay, so that's 17 years.
But yeah, but Bilbo leaving was the same day
Yeah.
Gandalf met him and like met Frodo up and at the back at Bag End.
Oh, okay, here it is. 3001, Frodo comes of age and inherits Bag End and the ring from Bilbo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's 17 years. And then 3004, Gandalf visits Frodo in the Shire sometimes over the next 4 years. Gandalf in 3008, Gandalf visits Frodo for the last time for many years. Then it's 10 years when before they decide to leave the Shire.
There's another fun fact I heard that I never knew. Like, obviously, if you read the books, you know it doesn't happen. But in the movies, do you remember when Aragorn cuts off the head of the mouth of Sauron? The guy who rides up on the horse and he's talking, and you can just see his mouth, and everything else is like a crown. And while he's trying to make a deal with Aragorn, Aragorn just cuts his head off, and they go out to attack. The book, he doesn't execute him. And that apparently is the one thing in the movie that the Tolkien estate really didn't like, because I guess did disservice to Aragorn's like character, because he's supposed to be a true just person, and he wouldn't be someone that would, even though it's Sauron's messenger, he wouldn't just kill a messenger.
Yeah.
I guess that was the one thing added in the movie that they were a little upset about.
Oh, Sauron. Okay. I don't
The
remember.
mouth of Sauron.
Yeah.
The guy who came up and was talking, and Aragorn just rides the horse up and beheads him.
Yeah.
I guess that one scene was the scene that like a change. Like we all know it was a change, but it's like the one change that I guess they were like not a fan of because his original kids were like super protective. Like his kids were super protective of his IP. That's why we barely got any games, side stories, and all that. And that's why like they waited for the one to pass away before they asked the other grandson to green light Rings of Power. They fucking weaseled that, dude. That's disgusting. But anyway, that's a side topic.
I got Feng Shui and Brian Rin. And Jan Jacob, you have to be in Beam chat?
I don't know why, but the way you said that was so
Jacob.
cold. Yeah, you're in the wrong chat.
He should know the rules. He works here.
Oh, I thought you were saying the voice you were doing was Jacob.
Oh, no.
Like how he talks.
No, I'm not that cool. Feng Shui, 330 is your number. Nobody has taken it, so it is yours. Brian Wren, here we go. 984. No 984s.
Wait, give this back. Never mind. I'm good. I've kind of periodically been looking for these.
You're not wrong, Dan.
450.
Jacob cannot win.
What did he lose now?
He can't roll.
Oh, yeah.
I don't allow him.
Jacob, that's why you just make a burner.
I'm about to bust.
Twitch.
Yeah.
Just make a burner account. Cheat the system. And then you decide who to give the PC to.
That's cheating. It is cheating.
Is it though, or is it just being smart? Wait, which one is this? I'm confused now because this is the mag, right? Alright, it's 2 8-pins. I'm confused now because I opened up one of the Azrock Tai Chi cards, and some of the Radeon cards use the 12-volt connector now. So when I was grabbing the connectors for the power supply, I was just like, I better check the card because that's just weird to me.
I think this is a 3-pin.
Is it 3-pin?
Yeah.
I looked at the back and on the this it looks like 2. Either way, this power supply is really easy. If I miss something, to just connect something new again.
What's up, Cole?
So
How's
I'm
it
not
going?
sweating it. Get out of here. I didn't realize I took this much time, so I'm gonna finish this build. So Brad can go home and take his nap.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's all coming together.
I also have
Cole, here we go.
a dog sitting in her crate.
33 is your number.
PCIe.
Oh, wait a minute.
You do.
Nope, okay. Call 33. Did you just subscribe, Dan? Is that what you're saying? Oh yeah, you subscribed. I don't know why you saw an ad.
You're pushing ads to Dan anyways.
Yeah, apparently.
Come on, dude. I
Filthy
know
Grunt said, "What breed is your dog?"
breed. Well, I have 2 dogs. So I have a black lab foxhound mix and a black mountain cur.
And I have a golden retriever and a husky Australian shepherd mix. I love that dog to death. My whole life, I always wanted a husky.
They're
I'm so glad I got one.
awesome. Was she a puppy when you got her?
Yeah,
They're hyper as shit though. They're
she's chilled out though.
oh, they chill out. Yeah, they chill out. But puppy huskies,
I love her
nuts,
pictures.
dude.
Yeah, we had like the little corral for her, and she would fucking we had it for she was around for 2 weeks, and she was already fucking jumping over it.
Was that your dream dog? Was a husky?
Yeah,
Thank you. I think I still want mine. I really want an Irish. I'm like stuck on 3 dogs. I want either like a Irish Wolfhound. You've seen those.
Yep.
Irish Setter. Or a like
my dad had Irish Wolves.
beautiful dude. Or a Burmese Mountain Dog.
Yeah.
I just want a big, but dude, Wolfhounds are massive, and they're just big scruffy mutts. Love them.
So are Burmese Mountain Dogs too. Those are big boys.
Yeah, but
Big
they have like
fluffy.
fluffy, but like Wolfhounds are like mangy.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
look like a Bashan. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They got that mangy fur, and then they always ask you to go on a quest for them.
I need eyes on that hydrate. I don't have Twitch chat open.
Oh, I don't have water.
I don't see
Yeah,
any.
save your hydrates, guys. I am out of water.
Are you out of electric bed too?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm growing concerned that they did not. I guess that's just gonna leave the system. I'm assuming they tried to plug up my back door, the CPU cable. I looked back there. I was like, "Why is it plugged?"
Do you usually plug your back door or
No,
no? Not your thing.
No.
Not your jam.
no. Wide open, dude. So I was just really put off by the feeling.
Can we win the Alexander pint glass?
By the way, I gotta grab one of those. So hold off until I grab mine.
Yeah, we could do that. We'll do that Friday's stream. Giveaway.
I could always use more pint glass.
So what we'll do Friday, everybody, is everybody will get 1 roll for the PC. And if nobody, well, regardless if somebody wins, we'll keep spinning. So there's 1 roll for the PC, and then we'll keep spinning until somebody wins the pint glass. That's what we'll do Friday. Filthy grunt. I almost called you Filthy Frank. Nice. I have a Pyrenees setter. Dan said I used to have 2 huskies, now I only have 1. Oh, I'm sorry, Dan. Oh man, that knocking got me good.
That what?
And somebody played the knocking blurb
Oh yeah.
and got snappy. Got him. Got him. Give us a Brad ad.
Dude, I keep
I
speaking
don't
of
know.
Brad ads. This isn't the first time this deal has come up, but I have consistently told we need to make a Brad calendar.
Yeah.
This has been an idea I have brought up quite a few times.
We can do. I'll do a Brad calendar.
We can use like a 50/90, the hide sensitive areas, and I'd make a t-shirt. I'd make a Brad t-shirt.
Yo, Brad, do an ad. I don't have an ad. Welcome to the stream. Yeah.
Dude, speaking of which, I think we should
I
do
don't know, man.
limited like funny t-shirts at the PCs and sell them.
Check out the big brain on bread.
Like I think,
Oh,
I think you, Jacob, Jack, and I, we should all like write down a quote we want on a t-shirt, and like we should make custom like funny quote Alexander PC t-shirts on the back.
BBFs.
BBF, like, is that what you want your shirt to say?
You know the big black fan? Were you around for that?
No, I was
I
not.
thought you were.
Or maybe I just didn't pay attention. That
Yeah.
is more likely. I just didn't pay attention.
Jacob, when did we start doing BBFs? I thought it was when we started streaming last year again. Big Brain gets a McRoyale. Brand Royale with cheese. No, remember BBFs? Big Black Fans?
I can hear
You
Jacob. I can hear Jacob going, no.
No, he played into it. Oh, yes. Do you remember when it was? The lovely 2:15, yep. That is Jacob, Cole. He can't see your message, but you can see his. Jacob's gone for the day.
I'm gonna mark that idea down. I want that one t-shirt. That wouldn't be my t-shirt, but the t-shirt I want us to make. I just want that t-shirt on the side.
I can make it.
I would wear it to stream.
My dad and I have a t-shirt.
Like a screen printer? Like screen printing?
Sublimation.
I'd have to give you like a gray shirt or something like black would go with to see it. Because, dude, that'd be so funny. I'd buy a shirt if you could screen print that
Yeah.
on. Because I want to get like a tall shirt so I can wear it more. But then, like, I do want. I was thinking about just having a bunch of t-shirts that are just like dad quotes. And just becoming that guy that has those t-shirts. Like, you know, those t-shirts where it's like two thumbs and it's like, this guy needs a beer. Like those dad t-shirts. I thought about just making like a dad t-shirt line. But just like funny quotes.
Yeah.
Like potatoes, boil them, mash them, stick them in my ass. And just like, just make funny t-shirt quotes. Well, that's a good one, dude. That's like a good double take because someone walks up to you, they're like, I know those.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, wait a minute. Stick them where? And just have like, yeah, that's it. I didn't even think about making just like a stupid t-shirt thing. And like, what's that site people sell t-shirts on? Redbubble? I'm just doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going up to the daddy market, dude. I'm not artistic enough to make actual custom designs, so I can just do funny quotes and put them on a t-shirt.
That filthy grits like bash him where?
Potatoes, dude. Boil them, mash them, stick them in my ass. I don't know what's so to hear with that.
John Garrow. So
That's
what
exactly
we're
what
gonna
he said in the book.
do... Yeah. John Garrow. So what we're gonna do on Friday is we have here. Let me. Actually, you can see it. The frosted mug. That's right next to the cans. That has our logo. So we'll give one of those away on Friday. So what we'll do is we'll keep this. We'll do the normal rolls, and then at the end of the stream we'll roll once
Wait a minute, Brad.
for the PC.
You might be f***ing
And
right.
regardless if somebody wins the PC or not, we'll keep rolling until somebody wins the mug. So we'll do one roll for the PC and then an infinite amount of rolls for the mug or for the glass. Does that make sense, everybody?
I'm lost. So, Brad, this is the GPU you almost.
Yep. Is this the
Check out the big
With
brain
the
on
mag
bread.
Mag Love? Yeah, that's the one I almost got.
No, I don't think it is because I tried pulling the fan off and it did not.
Yeah, the maglev fans, they come in their own like little foam
Yeah.
detached from. Rage Ramen, what's up, man? We're raffling my mug. No, we have more than one mug. I was just showing an example. Hydrate. Should add a hydrate.
I do not have water.
I'll go grab one.
Well, actually, if you want to start
Rage
doing,
Ramen. Here
if you want to start doing the spin here pretty soon, I'm just putting the graphics card in, and this baby is good to go.
Rage Brandy. Rage Ramen. Your number is 70. And make sure there's no duplicates. Nope. Cool.
All right, dude. I need to go to these warehouses and like have a talk. Like, who designed this cellophane layout? Where you just everything. If you need to peel it, it should just have a tab.
It has your name on it. You're not in there. What are you talking?
Dude, he might be.
Nick, you shall feel the power of hydrate again. And Cole's coming back with a vengeance. Alright, let me go get you water. I need to get my key checked out. It keeps locking after when I'm bending it.
Honestly, try oh, you can't get some are we muted?
No.
No. Well, just get some. It's not that serious, but
Yeah.
try getting some potassium, zinc, and potassium supplements.
Yeah? Could that be it?
Potassium will help with your joints and your cartilage. So,
Yeah, I was looking it up. I said it could be like a.
I mean, it's still worth to check it out, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying the help.
It hurts.
That's like the first thing Jacob probably has already had to talk with his doctors. Like, tall guys get the knee talk pretty young. This is going to be a real... That'll do it. I actually think the anti-sag block. This is good. Yep. Dude, something. I need to get down here. I might need Brad's help because something is actually not wanting this GPU to go in. I think. Yeah. So let's get that on there. And then, now we should. I had to rest it on the anti-set. Yep. All right. There's not a lot of room below, and just to protect, not to protect anything, but just in case the cables, your cables ship during shipping, I don't want you to have to dig around and accidentally hit anything in case they get stuck in the fans. So I am actually going to route your GPU cables over. Yeah, I could. Yeah, that's just not a lot of room. And the last thing you want is cables just sitting in your hands. Because this card is thick, dude. Yeah, because it will either stick in the case fan or it's going to stick up into the GPU fan. So we are going for a top wrap on these. I'm going to rotate this, and don't worry about the cables in the back. Those will be fixed. This doesn't want to. Pretty up for me either. There we go. Cables, man, I swear, you fix them for a second, then you move them, and they go right back. So, let's go ahead and mess these up. And then, son of a gun, dude.
Alexa, download more VRAM. Does anybody have not headphones on? Does anyone have speakers?
We're gonna put some extra combs on here. We have the clear ones in back, right?
Yeah, we have. Actually, we should have some on the table right there.
Yeah. Once I get these hooked up, we're gonna keep them like this. We're not gonna keep them like this. Don't worry. But I just want to make sure your computer's working. So I'm gonna go through because I'm super anal, especially with GPU cables, and especially since the back was plugged. I'm extra particular about getting these cables looking right. So don't worry. I'm gonna put some extra combs on there, and we're gonna make these cables look super clean in the front. But I just want to make sure this guy's going to work for you. Is that? And then.
Oh yeah, getting back on the health stuff. So I got chili at Wendy's, and they gave me this chili sauce for it. I was looking at the ingredients.
Chili sauce for the chili?
Yeah.
So extra like chili flavor?
Yeah, it was just like supposed to be spicy.
And it's like
they fucking added corn syrup to it. What the fuck do you need corn syrup for?
Corn syrup's in.
It's like, what the hell are you doing, Wendy's?
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think all chemicals are bad, because if you actually look up like aspartame, right? That's in a lot of, you know how much aspartame you actually have to drink? You'd have to have like 30 cans of Diet Coke a day.
Yeah.
For like, it was like 30 years or something like that to be harmful. So like, I'm not that tinfoil hatted.
Yeah.
But when like every other country, a certain thing's illegal, and like high fructose corn syrup's illegal everywhere else.
We use it because we have to keep our farmers like paid, so it's heavily subsidized. So we have so much fucking corn syrup. They're just like, let's replace sugar with it.
All right.
But it's just like, Come on, guys. You don't need corn syrup in literally everything.
No, it's terrible for you. Well, I'm
Just
pretty
stop.
sure I just saw, I could be wrong because it is the internet. But I'm pretty sure I saw an article. I know Steak and Shake were one of the first people to actually start switching back to beef tallow for fries.
Yeah.
And I think Pepsi actually said they're gonna follow the US's new health guidelines and stop putting synthetic ingredients in the Pepsi.
Good.
So PepsiCo seems to.
Well, what's crazy is if you look at like the heart attack and heart disease metrics, before we started using seed oil, that shit was pretty rare. And then as soon as we introduced seed oils, you can see an uptick. And then when they decided to stop using animal fat for frying and replacing it with like vegetable oils and stuff, that's again you see another huge uptick in like
Yeah, I mean,
heart
I get
attacks
some
and
extra
heart
cones
disease
for
and-
these cables because this is gonna make me go gray faster than I already am. Trying to fix it with just the two that are on there. Don't worry though, they're gonna look way nicer. Now we just gotta put the panels back on.
should watch Common Ground on Amazon Prime. What's it about? I watched it was a documentary. I think it was called like The Corn King. Shoot, what was it called?
You know who has some of the worst? Like, I don't even know how they're allowed. You know who has some of the worst documentaries out there? Netflix.
Really?
I've seen some of the Netflix like health documentaries, and dude, I almost want to say Netflix. That's like they're just like sort of lying sometimes on some of their documentaries. Like, I don't know how they're allowed to say the stuff they say because it's just like factually not true. I don't
tend to watch like health documentaries just because I don't know.
I don't care for someone to tell me what I'm supposed to eat and whatnot because like I don't even think health food experts know what the hell they're talking about
Yeah.
because they'll say like gotta eat eggs, healthy protein, magnesium, zinc, and then they're like, and then a week later like eggs will kill you.
Yep.
Stop. Week after that, oh, it's like one of the best things for you. And it's like I'm just gonna use my Oonga Boonga brain for a bit and realize that we've been eating eggs for hundreds of thousands of years and we're still alive.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not killing us.
That's kind of my viewpoint too. Is like bread is like they say bread is terrible for you, which it's true if you get like the white bleached, not whole grain stuff.
Brioche or whatever it is, like our brioche breads or whatever.
Oh no, brioche. Oh yeah, yeah. I
Like-
mean, pretty much anything. Unless it's whole wheat
Gun,
or
I
something.
am just so gosh darn stupid today.
Jonathan, I got you. Moderation is everything. Yep.
Unless it's steak.
Unless it's
Unless it's-
unless it's steak or unless it's tacos.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, steak tacos, man.
Yeah. All right, Jonathan, here you go. Also watch Kiss the Ground. Common Ground, the sequel to the groundbreaking documentary Kiss the Ground, follows pioneers of the regenerative movement featuring Jason Momoa and Donald Glover. This uplifting story reveals how innovators are creating a new food system that produces nutrient-dense food while healing our climate, bodies, and
Yeah, I think I'll check it out.
all right, Jonathan, your number is 679. Let's make sure 679. Nope. Nobody is taking it. 679 is your number. All right, guys, we're gonna do 1 minute, or no, we'll do 2 minutes on the timer. This will be the last 2 minutes you can enter the giveaway for today. Right now.
I will say though, Brad, before keto, if I do like for health reasons, like my own, like a diet plan, I would probably go do carnivore diet.
Yeah.
That'd be the next thing I did.
I-
But
my
like carnivore,
My old boss did carnivore, and he loved it.
Yeah, and it's not like only meat. You can still eat berries, like blueberries and
Yeah.
stuff. But like that's closer to paleo. But like paleo and carno.
And type in exclamation beam to get a link to our chat. That's how you enter the giveaway. The beam giveaway is Beam's giveaway, which you can also enter. But and the cool thing about the beam giveaway is you earn entries by by watching stuff on Beam, by following people on Beam, by subscribing, cool stuff like that. There's a whole list of ways to get experience and extra entries. So check it out. Yes, you are still on the list, call. I don't delete anybody. You just have to be in Beam chat to win. So like still active in Beam chat. Like if Call wins and we say, Call, you won, you have to say something, and you don't say anything, you don't win. What's up, Dan? You're good, Call. No worries.
Oh, Brett.
We're gonna be drawing pretty soon here, anyways. Made it. Alright, Dan, I'm just gonna put you in as a role because you joined in Twitch. Usually I'm a stickler for having to type in role, but I won't do that.
I'll get ready for that roll because I am just putting the glass panel on. If I did my job right, it'll turn on.
Yeah. You type roll, and then I do this little spin. Here we go. Dan, here's your roll. And 216. There's no 216. Perfect.
All right, guys. Computer's there. Don't worry. Once I take it back, I'm going to throw some extra combs on those cables, clean them up for you. I just did not feel comfortable routing them in the bottom like we normally would because there's such little space between the case fans and the GPU fans. At some point in shipping, you're going to turn it on and you're going to think your computer's broken because it's just clicking. So I just top routed them there just to save you the headache from always having to readjust those cables every time you turn your computer on. Please work. I want to go home.
It's up, down, right there. Close, over towards the edge. Yep, there you
Did I
go.
find the button?
Got it.
Brad's been helping me look for a long time, guys. Got the tickle button.
All right, we're gonna do the final spin now. Has it posted already?
Yeah, it's green. Well, I mean, it's still going through
Oh, okay.
the codes, but blue light's green, so that means all the hardware is working.
Okay, cool. All right, guys, drum roll.
Well, I'm standing
Oh,
back. I think
the-
it's the same spot the camera.
Let me go get the giveaway specs real quick.
Did you say 14,400 and 76 or
Yeah.
7,600?
7,600.
But yeah, guys, that giveaway PC. Sorry, I'm still back here. I'm admiring the build because I do really like the Vision case.
Vision case is cool.
But yeah, Brad, you read the specs.
All right, for the CPU, we got the i5 14400, and it is cooled by the Thermalright Assassin X Refined SE. It's an air cooler. The motherboard is an ASRock B760M Pro RS D4 Wi-Fi, so it's a DDR4 build. It's got 16 gigabytes of Kingston Fury Renegade DDR4 clocked to 3600, and that is RGB. It has a 1 terabyte Kingston NV3, which is 6,000 read speed, 5,200 write, I think, something like that. And then it's got the Radeon RX 7600, and it is built in the Fractal Design Pop Air Mini with a 650 watt gold.
So what that PC what that means is if you're looking for a computer that's going to be solid, like esports, 1080p performance, like if you're playing Call of Duty, Marvel Rivals, Overwatch, if anyone's playing Overwatch still, anything like that, it's going to be a 1080p esports machine, and with a 7600 in there, AAA games easy 60 to 100 FPS at 1080p, depending on the game. So it is just a beast of a 1080p machine. And then with FSR, you could probably on some games even push 1440p at 60 FPS if you're doing like AAA titles. So like again, if you're looking for single player 1080p, 1440p, esports 1080p, perfect machine.
Yes, it does have DDR4. The giveaway machine does have DDR4. It's 16 gigabytes. All right, here's the spin, guys. Drum roll, please. Is somebody going to win? Let's find out. $230. Do we have a 230?
Didn't Dan pick 233?
Yes.
Like that?
Let's see. 230. All right, let's see who's 232, 233. Those were the closest ones.
232?
Yeah, 232.
Oh, that's
and then
so
233.
That's so rough.
That's crazy. So close, guys. So close. Man, Princess almost won. Princess Cleo
Almost won a second computer.
almost won a second computer. Damn, that's crazy.
I guess her friend has to buy her own now.
Yeah.
No, honestly though, keep watching the streams and keep rolling. Because you can roll every stream, you can still come back and roll, right?
Yep.
So you can still come back and roll and just try again. So, and like DDR4 is still good. My buddy, Jacob, I think Jacob sells the 5800X3D, right? And so do you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's still DDR4, and my buddy has a 5800X3D with DDR4. For if you're just gaming, DDR4 is still perfectly fine. Because remember, games are being designed, most like AAA titles, they're designed with the PS5 and Xbox in mind. So those are on DDR4. So for gaming right now, DDR4 is still a great platform.
Princess, yes, this will ship tomorrow, assuming everything tests okay. But the fact that we got the boot light, everything should be good.
Yeah, hardware-wise, everything is running fine. All I have to do is I'm going to put some extra combs on here, make those cables look nice, and it should be shipped out tomorrow.
Yep. Cool.
And I'll tell, if you want, I'll tell Jack to make all the lights pink to match your cables.
Yeah. Cool. All right, guys. We will see you Friday.
Have a good one, guys.